From fact to fiction.
140 Characters with Nothing to Say by D.C. Jackson.
Howard! Can you keep an eye on the kids? Bree's throwing up breakfast everywhere. Hello?
Hi Muriel, it's Jay.
Jay! Darling, lovely to hear your voice. I don't know if I asked you in the email. Nice holidays.
Fine.
How's Laura and the kids?
They're fine, thanks. Howard, Sam, Bree?
Lovely, sweet, a delight. So, are we going to formulate a plan on how we steal the lowest ground now Hopkins is in Big Brother?
It's not like the mafia, Muriel. We don't have to wait for our rivals to be incarcerated to take over their territory. This week's column...
Now, I know it hasn't got the retweets that I've liked, but has it been getting decent click-through?
Now, being generous, we could say it's washed its face.
I was hoping my followers weren't going for it, but it might play big with the Sandal crowd.
It's done fine.
I'm doing Gay Marriage this week. Fry. It's Terry and June, not Terry and John, the usual.
The click-through from social platforms aren't what they might be. We all got a memo from the big boss.
Oh?
It said something about, organisationally, 2015 was going to be the year we were all going to be sharks now. Organisationally.
Oh?
And the big three are no longer shark.
Puritanical attitudes to sex, just racist enough immigration chitter and berating benefits claimants. What else is there? What else gets the Guardianistas frothing?
I want you to hear me out.
Oh, you know me. I'm game for anything. Not Alan Jones, obviously, in the current climate. But otherwise, no sacred cow I won't put a bolt through, skin, fillet and serve rare.
Sterilisation for the disabled. It's very sharp.
I have it half written. Romeo and Juliet, not Romeo and Julian. Peter and Wendy, not Peter and Wendell. Ross and Rachel, not Ross and Rachel.
Not sharp enough.
And I was going to open it up to strictly having two female hosts make some insinuation about Ant and Dec and boom. I think I could do a brilliant 140 characters on Gay Marriage.
I think the axis has tipped. Graham Norton's been their Gandhi.
But I got 23,000 retweets on my Tom Daly one. Those are low-end Bieber numbers.
Yes, your Tom Daly work will remain the definitive homophobic tweet of our century, but times change.
I know I've said in the past, I don't mind being Hitlery on occasion, but even he built up to this kind of territory slowly.
It's just more fuel for the idiot fire. Eyeballs and adverts for Russian brides and adult nappies.
But
This is brand consistent, I promise you. Nail it in 140, including hyperlink, and you'll be bouncing around TV sofas next week like a rubber Russell Brand.
I need to think about this.
This could be your Hotel California.
A tweet saying the disabled should be sterilised could be my Hotel California.
Exactly. Now, what time's your interview?
11, so I'd better go and get ready for that.
Yeah, right. Look, good luck.
Won't come into it.
Well, good luck anyway. You're no Clarkson. You don't work for the BBC and Murdoch. I mean, that guy might as well have a licence to kill.
Cheerio. Love to Lucy and the kids.
Oh, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting.
But Miss McCready's time is very valuable, and we've wasted quite enough of it over this Alan Jones tweet already.
I very much admire your work on the pedos.
Well, I'm not involved personally. I'll pass on your regards, though. So, not often we get a celebrity in.
Always glad to meet a fan.
Didn't say I was a fan.
I'm a panto villain. PC...
Detective Sergeant Gordon.
I'm a panto villain, Detective Sergeant Gordon. If you know who I am, you're a fan, you don't need to have my poster on your wall.
You actually have posters.
No, it was a joke. I might, though. There was talk of a calendar, but we couldn't get it in time. Pics of me in modest swimwear with some of my greatest hits. December, nice local UK beach shot in summer, sun hat and a sarong. Times New Roman font. Breastfeeding mothers, put them away. Those are for your husband and your doctor, and she should be a woman. Hashtag saying it like it is. That kind of idea.
A great loss to garages everywhere.
That's what we thought. Did you read my last column?
I don't read your column, I'm afraid. Strictly a Len Dayton man.
I said that given 90% of your 999 responses are for domestic incidents and 90% of them don't end up in prosecutions, you should stop responding.
I don't think those numbers are accurate. I assure you, more than 90% of those responding to those calls do not share your vision.
No, I received a lot of positive tweets from serving officers. I'm giving a talk at a function held by some of your colleagues.
I've been to functions held by some of my colleagues, Ms McCready. I'm sure you'll have a delightful occasion. So, to the matter at hand.
This is absurd. It's a waste of your time, and there will be paperwork too, no doubt. Bobbies shouldn't be bothered by bureaucracy. No, I'm going to tweet that the minute I have my phone returned. Bobbies shouldn't be bothered by bureaucracy.
Muriel.
If I had my way, Theresa May would be flung out of the cabinet on her kitten heels, which are unbecoming of a woman of her vintage, which I first observed online. I'm petitioning Oxford University to recognise my claim.
Muriel.
Tweet policing is like being called in to deal with a scuffle in a playground. Would you attend a scuffle in a playground? I really feel strongly that people are being bullied by the liberal mafia.
And she's always on, eh?
If I called you fat on Twitter, you could accuse me of libel. You could say, you have a 34-inch waist, and I could say, for your frame you look fat. And we go to court, and you show me your belt, and it's a 34, and a judge, or God forbid a jury, would assess whether or not 34 inches for a man of your frame is fat. I'd say it is.
I'm a 36. And that is not how the law works. You did not call Aled Jones fat.
It is a principle. Fat. I could refer to your skin. What is that?
It's psoriasis.
I could tweet unkindly about your psoriasis.
All that notwithstanding, the law says what the law says. As Ms Macready tweeted herself on June the 28th with regard to Justin Bieber and a monkey. I looked on one of the computers before the interview, Googled your name, Twittered you, you know. Can I just ask you one question before we start the interview? And it's unrelated to the Aled Jones case.
In Colombo, this is always when Peter Falk extracted an unguarded confession.
Online, there were reams of tweets at you, people calling you names and wishing you cancer, and the comments.
Right. Robust debate. Healthy, honest airing of views.
Like, and I'm reading here, just off the first page, cow, bitch, skag or skank, I don't have my reading glasses. And, here's one wishing you AIDS and cancer.
I refer you to Nietzsche. I do not agree with what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
That was Voltaire.
I'm sorry?
Your quote. It was Voltaire, not Nietzsche. Mrs. Gordon and I are attending a night class. You're honestly telling me you don't care about the things people say to you?
No, of course not. They're imbeciles. Do you care what imbeciles think of you?
I suppose I do. It's a funny question to be asked.
Get to it.
You'd never guess he charges by the hour, would you?
What is your question, Lieutenant Colombo?
You don't even really believe half of this stuff yourself. You're fake. You're like wrestling. It's all a grift, a con. I'm a sucker. He's a sucker. At Free Palestine 38 is a sucker. You're playing a part. That's all I want to know. It's a mask. You're a nice lady. You're not this...
This what?
Sad.
Are you really a detective?
Well, you're not going to say you only do it for the money. You can't say you only do it for the money.
Why not?
You hurt people's feelings for money.
Are you really giving me a row? I went to a very minor public school, which I passed through without distinction in any field. I am notable now. Noted, at least. I have been compared to Jane Moore. Do you know who Jane Moore is?
No.
She's a loose woman.
We don't all plan where we end up, officer. My mortgage is almost entirely paid. I have a husband who works in the city who, in the right light, you could describe as rugged. I think if this goes to trial, I could usurp Hopkins. We can't all be the thin blue line.
But you're a monster for hire.
And who are you? The morality police. If you're the morality police, this really is a waste of your time. You should be prosecuting false accusers of rape. That's the UK's unspoken epidemic.
You're actually like this.
What's the difference between what you are doing here now and what those beasts did in Paris with a gun? The liberal fascists and the Muslim fascists are united in attempting to clamp down our freedom of speech. Je suis Charlie.
I think we should start the interview now. Let's get some of these pearls on record.
I am not the problem. That tweet was retweeted 13,000 times. That's why I'm here. How many of those retweets do you think come from people who actually supported my original proposition regarding Aled Jones? There is an appetite for outrage. Demand outweighs supply. Are you awake, baby?
I'm scared of monsters.
Monsters aren't real, darling. They only exist when we think about them. If you don't think about them, they will never bother you. I promise.
Okay.
Do you want Mummy to read you a story?
You and me, we made a vow. For better or for worse.
Sorry for phoning so late.
Post Levinson, all these phone calls. It's a pain in the hole. How'd it go with the police?
Oh, ongoing investigation.
I know, I spoke to Watson.
Thanks for all your invaluable support.
Sorry, love. I spoke to the boss. He described you not as an asset, but as a valued partner. Arm's length until the Aled Jones thing blows over. And in the meantime, we continue as normal.
I had 2 conversations about monsters today, Jay.
And?
Mightn't our own readers, those we are notionally aiming to serve, find the idea of sterilising the disabled distasteful?
I make no assumptions. We work in numbers. You know what knocked your Tom Daly off number 38 in our in-house web aggregation that day?
My Tom Daly only reached 38.
38 is insanely high. Now, this is not just our own site we're talking about. It's our whole readership's whole internet habits. It's bonkers. 38 is up there with erection medication and MILF porn. And do you know what knocked your Tom Daly off?
Miley Cyrus drug scandal?
ISIS beheading. So don't bring me, I've been having a lot of conversations about monsters. Do you think we don't link to edited versions of that stuff? We're in the monster business. We work for Monster PLC. He's a monster, I'm a monster, you're a monster. But really, we're nice monsters. Like in the Pixar film.
Just mince being ground through the machine. Aled Jones and Talisa and me.
Yes, we are all mince in one grinder or another. You never thought you were the grinder, did you, Muriel?
If I'm found guilty...
Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. If there's a Trolls Toll in court, it might be bad news, it might be good news. We wait and we see. Are you still there?
Yes. I'm thinking.
Oh, you're thinking about developing a conscience, and Katie Hopkins is cavorting in a hot tub with Alexander O'Neill, probably.
What about if we went beyond sterilisation?
How do you mean?
What about instead of sterilisation, I suggest euthanisation?
Euthanasia?
Euthanasia.
Killing the disabled?
Euthanising. Like beloved family pets. Or injured racehorses. Like they're going away to live on the farm.
I need to run it upstairs. But it's sharp. Could be big blowback, though. For you, more than us.
I'm a grown woman. I don't believe in monsters.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain.
In 140 Characters with Nothing to Say, Muriel was played by Gabriel Quigley, Jay by Stephen McNichol, and D.S. Gordon by David Ireland. 140 Characters with Nothing to Say was written by D.C. Jackson and was a BBC Scotland production directed by Kirsty Williams.
But I keep cruising.